I can hold it from you no longer. Wild forebodings fill my mind and urge me to speak. You shared in my fortune. You have the right to know. Monolgues, king of Corinth, was my father. Merope, a Dorian, was my mother. I was acclaimed greatest of all men of Corinth, until one day something strange happened, something extraordinary. I was at a feast, and a man, reeling in his drink, accused me in his drunkenness of being a bastard. I hid it, but I felt fury and confusion. The next morning, I told my parents, mother and father, about the drunkard's accusations, and they flew into a rage hearing his lies. And the reaction, it gave me comfort, but it still gnawed at me. So, concealing it from my parents, I went to the oracle at Delphi, but God gave me no answers. Instead, he spoke of other horrid, dreadful things. That I would sleep with my own mother and breed an incestuous brood no man could behold, and that I would be my father's murderer. I ran from that place. I ran from Corinth, using the stars as my measure. I went to a place where I thought I'd never see this horrid prophecy laid out. My journey took me to there where you say King Laius was slain. I shall tell you the truth. As I approached where the three roads crossed, I was met by a herald and an old man in a carriage, just as you had said. The man leading the horse tried to push me off the road. I was outraged. I hit him with my staff. The old man, seeing this, waited till he came beside me and hit me on the side of my head, full with his staff. But I paid him back, plus more. With one swift blow, I sent him reeling to the roadside. I killed him. I killed all of them. So tell me, Jocasta, if this old man and Laius were bonded in blood, who could be more miserable than I? Okay, so, once upon a time, there was this little deaf boy, and he couldn't hear anything, which is usually the case with little deaf boys, and this is also set in China, so he's a little Chinese deaf boy. I don't know why I said in China. Yeah, I do. Sorry, I just like the look of those little Chinese kids there. They're funny. Anyway, so he's walking home one day from some place at some time, and he's walking across these big railroad tracks, and these railroad tracks span for miles across the plains. the Chinese plains. And you know, there's no trees, there's no nothing. He's just walking along these tracks, and maybe he's retarded. Yeah. Maybe he's a retarded little Chinese deaf kid. Yeah. Well, he's walking across these fucking tracks, and that's fucking dangerous. What if a train comes up from behind him? He's gonna get squished. He's not gonna hear it. So, anyway, this retarded little Chinese deaf kid is walking across these tracks, and guess what? A big fucking train starts coming behind him. But don't worry, these tracks are so long, this train so far away, he's not gonna be hit for a while. But he is gonna be hit. Hell, the driver probably won't even see him. But he is seen by someone. Who is he seen by? Well, about a mile down the tracks, there's a tall tower. Now, at the top of this tall tower lives a strange old man. A strange old Chinese man with a Chinese mustache and squinty eyes and and a little hat. Yeah, so he's up there in his tower and he's doing these mathematical computations and he's drawings and he's inventing things that need to be invented, and these are all that matter to him. These computations, everything in the world to him. And he looks out the window and he sees, about a mile away, that's a little deaf boy. And then 3 miles behind him, that's a train. Now, he's a very smart man and he assesses the situation. There was a little deaf boy walking across these tracks, and there's a train behind him. This little deaf boy, he's gonna get squished. Now what does he do? Does he run down to the bottom of the tower and go save this little deaf boy? Because he's close enough. Most people would do that. No. He writes a calculation. And this calculation, I suppose, is based on the length of the tracks, the speed in which the train's coming at, and the speed in which these little boys' legs are taking him. This calculation is to find when this train will plow straight through this little boy's fucking back. Now, this boy carries on walking, oblivious to all this, and this train keeps on thundering along closer and closer and closer and closer. And around 30 feet from the base of the track, this old man finishes his equation. He finds out that the boy will get hit at exactly 10 feet from the base of the tower. He finds this amusing, so he folds it up into a paper aeroplane and throws it out the window. Now, 11 feet from the base of the track, this little, deaf, retarded Chinese boy jumps from the track to catch a paper aeroplane, and the train narrowly misses him. That monologue kind of describes and sheds light on a more contemporary view on fate. The fact that fate is not some external force. Instead, fate is made by men. It's made by your actions. Fate is based off of a system of cause and effect, where the sense of this isn't some strange god helping him, he's just a normal man who, okay, maybe in this case, because of the character's ego, is inflated a little bit.